Hey there, welcome to this episode of the Celebrate Brave podcast. I'm Nicole Steinbach, the International Bravery Coach and your host. On this podcast, I share the best framework, the coolest conversations, and my own unique perspectives for how you can build your brave. There are two foundations to all of our conversations. Number one, bravery is a skill, not a personality trait. And you are already brave. Brave is how you create your unique, wonderfully fulfilling life. Brave is you. Let's go. Hello to this bonus episode of the Celebrate Brave. We are celebrating two things today with my amazing guest, repeat guest, Arezou Zarafshan, who is a very good friend of mine, and she's a founder, and she's a former executive, and she's a parent, and she's amazing. You're going to hear all about her, and she's on episode 41 if you want to go back in time and experience that. So what are we celebrating? Well, oh my gosh, I'm so excited. Like I have goosebumpies. I am now an investor. I have wanted to step into individual tech startup investing since I looked back, and it was one of my financial ambitions since 2018. I wrote it down for the first time in 2018. And in 2023, it happened because I invested in Arezou's company that I have been so excited about since I heard the concept. We'll probably share that story again, called Call Emmy. And I just want to start right at the beginning by saying there have been 3 situations where I genuinely had to choose between a business building, client serving opportunity and situation and the obligations, responsibilities, and moments I have in my private life being a parent and a homeowner. And without Call Emmy and the services that Arezou facilitates, I would have canceled, and I would have walked away from one of those opportunities that led to the possibility to become an Anita B. Premier Career Coach and help, since then, hundreds of women build the skill of bravery. I am so emotional. Build the skill of bravery, stress less, and earn a lot more. And this is the type of problem statement that Arezou's company, Call Emmy, is resolving for real people who are truly in the world and who are left behind by so many of these so-called tech solutions that are solving problems for the elite of the elite of the elite, whereas Call Emmy is solving problems for us. Arezou, I've never cried this early in a podcast episode. Welcome. I guess you should get the chance to speak now.
Goodness. How do I follow that now?
Well, the second thing we're celebrating is that you have a public funding round that is open right now. Like as soon as there was even just the chance, I was in there. I was in there like Flynn. I got myself an account. I invested. I was so excited. And now it's available. If you are listening to this, you can also invest in a future that we deserve. So now you can go.
So first of all, Nicole, I'm going to start by talking about you a little bit to your audience because I don't think they know. So Nicole, I'm Arezou Zarafshan. I am the founder, CEO of Call Emmy. I'm also friends with Nicole, and I don't know what I've done right in my past life that Nicole showed up somewhere in a gosh, it was what, 2019, 2020, where we met at a conference. And then she's the bestie. She's wonderful. But Nicole, and I was thinking about this, about what does support mean, really? What is support? And Nicole epitomizes support for me. Like, no questions asked. That she was our first customer when I launched the company smack in the middle of pandemic, not knowing, how's this going to do. And Nicole was the first one that called. She's like, I need help. And I gave her some lame excuse where I couldn't help her. And she's like, no, let me try again. I need help. I don't give a damn about the problems that you're facing. So anyways,
I was like, listen, I actually asked for help. I'm so not practiced at asking for help. Help me.
yeah. And she really does, to me, exemplify what support looks like, woman to woman, woman to community, friend to friend. And I think she's incredible. So thank you, universe, God, Mother Nature, whatever is out there, for putting this incredible woman on my path. I'm grateful. I actually want to start talking about investing first, because I was an investor before I started investing in my own company, and I invested in a few tech startups. And so there is the financial gain part that you get if you invest wisely. To that, by the way, women over 50, but I qualify, tons of data that shows that investment in those companies far better than the hype that you hear in the marketplace. Like several years ago, the hype was Clubhouse. Well, Clubhouse just had a massive layout onto the state. They're yet to generate revenue. We had FTX, crypto, again, that whole thing unraveled. Had, the founder of WeWork, that was complete, disgrace. And so you have all of these hypes, and now it's AI everything. You have all of these hypes. And people, like traditional venture capitalists, go in there because there's a hype. Ultimately, most of those fail. And, what wins is foundational, fundamental business soundness, business practices. Secondly, is the tenacity and the resilience of the founder and how much they believe in what they're doing. So there is a financial gain. That's that. But also, as an investor, regardless of the amount that you are investing, as an investor, you now have a different perspective and you're operating at a different level, because the company that you're investing owes that to you. Like, I owe it to my investors to give them updates all the time, to seek their input, to take their input seriously, it's their responsibility. Yes. And so you're helping not only the company, but also you're helping yourself up level your own, qualifications and skills, etc. I should say.
Absolutely. There was, so my husband has obviously benefited from the services of Call Emmy. And so when I came, I was so excited. He said, "Oh, this is something you wanted to do for a long time. What do you think it's going to change?" And I said, it's going to change like our financial future, because we can look at that more long-term perspective. It's going to change like how involved I get to be with Call Emmy. Like, you've asked us for input and feedback, and I've watched you implement some of that stuff that came through, right? Some of it's more long-term and it just takes longer to implement. And then I said something else and I don't remember what it was, but you know what has changed the most? I know that I truly am putting my money where it matters for the people that matter and that have been systemically rejected, whether it's female founders, period, female founders who are also identified as women of color. And then on top of that, the generational aspect. ageism is real. And also, I just read this when I was researching our conversation. We already command women command 71% of household spending, 71%. And we live in a system that is designed so somebody has a wife who stays home and manages all the things and does the errands and does the yada yada. But that doesn't exist anymore because we have bills that we need to pay and we have ambitions and women have educations and desires and we are free to do that. So the system has to change, but the system isn't changing. And so it's about investing in what I truly believe in. So I have to tell you, I am even more bold as a result of having invested in a company that's solving real world problems, which for me is Call Emmy. Like, it's not just, like you were saying, it's not just the financials. It's who I fucking am in this world. Period.
That's it. That's exactly it. And two pieces go hand in hand. Like there's the financial part, but also there's the drive positive change for you and for the society and for women.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's not the 50s where, you know, we were expected to do it with, I want to say that we might still be expected to do it all. Unfortunately, we are expected to do it all and put a big smile on our face. But we're doctors, we're lawyers, we are amazing bravery coaches, we're entrepreneurs, founders. And you know what? Back to the point that you mentioned earlier, Nicole, we deserve freaking self-actualization.
Yes.
I deserve to feel intellectually stimulated.
That's right.
By my work. And that time is mine. And that's the entire reason I found it Call Emmy, is because I am trying to be wind beneath your wings so that you can soar, you can fly, and you can go wherever you want to go. Versus, oh, I have to, you know, do the laundry and pick up the kids and, you know, feed the cat. And it's not that those things are not valuable. They are valuable if you want to do them. If you don't want to do it, if you want to work on your business plan, if you want to go get new clients, if you want to go attend a conference, if you want to go to a yoga session, you should not be automatically tasked.
That's right.
The things that you don't want to do.
That's right. Because my experience as a business owner, as a mother, as a caregiver, et cetera, is that there have been many situations, but 3 core ones where the timing, they crashed into each other. And the societal expectation is that I don't go to that conference. I don't give that speech, right? I do these home things that I should find value in. And for some people, that's going to be the awesome choice. Make that choice. But for me, that isn't my choice, right? And I think about the single dad who uses Call Emmy. Like, he's not expected to make that choice, but he really needs the support. He needs the support on the ground. So I feel like at this moment, we should probably tell people what Call Emmy is so that they can follow this passionate conversation and then talk about the other side. Because I've only shared my perspective as a client, but you are actually providing opportunity for people to create income, good income for themselves through the skills that they have that are just invisible and unpaid in most parts of society. So tell us specifically what Call Emmy is.
So in very technical terms, we are a double-sided marketplace. So what that means is we provide a platform for people who are looking for help to find those that provide help. Now, let me pause at this point because a lot of people will ask me, well, how are you different than Care.com, TaskRabbit, Thumbtack, a myriad of them? Well, in several ways, we're very different. One is we're on demand. So if you need help in 2 hours, you can get that help in 2 hours from us. You can't do that in anywhere else. that I know of at least. B, 100%, and this is what makes us truly, truly unique, is 100% of our service providers, we call them fairies because that's what they are background checked, qualified, vetted. We've background checked them for as long as they've been alive. We not only look at their background, but we also do psychometric analysis on them to make sure that their judgment is sound, because someone might have a very clear background, but psychologically not be a good fit to take care of your children. And we test for that. We do a myriad. It's a very robust process. So 100% of our fairies are background checked and qualified. And then lastly, we're a one-stop shop. So you don't have to go to this app for cleaning and this app for laundry and this app for childcare. You can come to us. And because you trust us and our fairies, you can tell us, this is what I need, and we'll make that happen. And I am just so blessed that I have been able to create this business. I have story after story. I mean, Nicole, you were so gracious. You shared yours. We have a client, wonderful, lovely client. She has a dog, 2 working parents, and a daughter with, physical disability.
Mm-hmm.
And she needed, they're renting a house. They don't have time to take care of stuff in the house. It's a small house and there's 4 of them. They're renting a house. The landlord was going to come and do an inspection of the, interiors of the house. Now, someone with what I just shared has a lot of things, and they needed the house organized. They needed the house cleaned. And by the way, their daughter was going to have surgery in this time frame as well.
Oh my heavens.
So, yeah. So who did they call? They called us. They come to us. We organized their house for them. We cleaned their house so that they had a successful inspection. And she was so thankful. She wrote a very nice testimonial for us, which I have not yet posted, but I will. We have a different family who had no support in town. Again, 2 working parents with a special needs girl. And they were traveling they're in Denver, but they were traveling to the Bay Area as well as Southern California. And they needed childcare while they were in Bay Area and Southern California. And they asked us, hey, do you have fairies in San Francisco and in San Diego? And I'm like, you bet. We've got fairies. And we gave them fairies. And, they were able to have a successful trip. And so as a parent, for me, I've been in the situations where I'm in dire strait and I need help. I need help that I can trust.
Yeah.
For me, that was Emmy. And when Emmy left, I realized what a lifeline she was.
Mm-hmm.
And so that is something that I wanted to provide for all working moms. So that's what.
And I just want to highlight the services you just outlined.
Oh, okay. So you want to say it or you want
no,
me to?
Go. You can go for it. I had to look up your website, but you can totally, because I was like, I've only used 4 or 5 of these, but I know there's more than that. So you go.
So we do childcare, help around the house, which often is laundry. Like, who doesn't have mounds and mounds of laundry that they need to put away? So help around the house, home organization, like decluttering, like if you need your office decluttered, which I badly do. We now provide companion care.
Mm-hmm.
Because there is the sandwich generation, which is 1 out of every 4 American adults is considered the sandwich generation. And oftentimes, your parents are in one state and you live in a different state, and you want someone to go check on parents because you can't. So
Yep.
your companion care. What else do we do? We do
House cleaning, girl. House
house cleaning.
cleaning.
Yeah, we do house cleaning.
Ugh.
Yeah, which is a big, 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 giant help.
Yeah.
And then we have seasonal help as well. So like during holidays, we provide gift wrapping services. We come to your home and wrap all of your presents. We don't take them anywhere. It's all in your home. You can see them. You can direct us where to put them. This is actually a really good story. We had a client. He's still a client, but this is actually really hard. You were talking about a single guy. He was a single guy. I think he
Okay.
still is. And he came to us because this is on, I want to say, this is on like December 23rd. I'm not kidding you, December 23rd. He came to us and he said, okay, my mom is coming home from rehab tomorrow. My mom is like 90 some years old. And we have this big Christmas party, and we have all of these gifts that need to be wrapped and placed. And when I say all of these, and this is a big family, I think there were like 7 brothers or sisters and their families. So December 23rd, he calls us. He's like, can come over and wrap my presents. And so here we go, a squad of 3 day 1, a squad of 4, 3 day 2. And we wrapped all of his presents beautifully. I have pictures, and his mom came home and they had their Christmas parties with their beautiful presents wrapped. So,
Oh my gosh, how beautiful. I love that because it's like that X factor that you and I talked about maybe last year. I had reached out to you and I was explaining a little bit about what was going on. And you said, Nicole, put it into Call Emmy and I'll send it out. Oh, I was looking for a virtual assistant
yeah,
for my business in Colorado. And you're like, put it into Call Emmy and like, let's do the X factor. And I was like, what? She's like, what you said to me at the time was like, we are here to facilitate our clients' successes. So some of the requests, they're outside of our scope and we'll know that when it comes in. But we have such an amazing national network that have so many talents and wish to have the freedom of income, freedom of schedule, freedom of timing. Who knows, right? And I ended up having really great conversations. I didn't hire any of them, but it turned out the 2 of them started working together, which is super cool, right? And it was just another example of how we create this network that elevate and lift up each other.
Yeah, exactly. You were talking about the income, and that's another part of this whole story that I want to highlight, is so working. Emmy is a real person. And, I was blessed that she came to my life, and I hope that I reciprocated her kindness in some ways. One way would be monetary, but I saw how hard she worked, right? And she, she deserved slash she it's more than deserving. She should have been entitled to kindness and love and good compensation.
Yes.
And so that's what we're trying to provide for our fairies. And some of the fairies, like I look at their, because I have to, I look at their, earnings on our back end system. And I felt so proud, that you're making, like one of our fairies said, hey, without this income, I couldn't have bought a car.
Yeah.
Another one said, this has been the reason, this has been the way I saved money to go on vacation.
Yep.
And so, I feel so good when I hear those things, right? That there's this, we're providing value on both sides.
Yeah. Yeah. And we have somebody, we're going to honor her confidentiality, but we have someone who lives generally around us and was in a very toxic relationship and has kids and couldn't just go out in a pandemic and find a job to remove themselves from that relationship. And so they were able to become a fairy for that period of time, utilize the skills that they have, earn the money that they needed. And then as they continued on their way, they ended up making other choices and they're not a fairy anymore. But that is for me, what mattered a lot. And I still remember the first time that you were like, I'm going to start this company and yada, yada. And I remember me being like, hi, little socialized capitalist over here. How you going to pay those people appropriately? And you were like, these are the 4 steps. This is how I'm going to make sure this is not a situation where we gouge people or, race to the bottom kind of. We know those platforms. I don't like to say their names out loud, but we know those platforms. And I was like, wow, this is the full community. This is truly a double side, like you said, like it's on both sides is the value, on both sides is the win. And that's why Call Emmy has been continuously growing quarter after quarter after quarter after quarter.
Yeah. Without any marketing money.
Without any marketing money.
Just word of mouth.
So I have a hard question because sometimes it's hard to talk about the hidden systems, right? So I think we've done a good job of pitching why Call Emmy is important, why it's valuable. I one time ran the numbers and I was like, there are literally tens of millions of people who can benefit from this on one side or the other. Why are you opening up to crowd investment in a community investment forum?
So several reasons. One is it's just hard to get institutionalized capital. It's very, very hard. And I'm still trying because you have to be realistic, that at some point for a venture scale, venture level company, you have to have venture type investment. And it's more than cash. They open up doors and they make introductions and et cetera. So, but getting that money is extremely hard. And for women in particular, we get 2% of venture capital dollars. So 98% of venture capital dollars go to not women. And when you look at the percentage of founders that are women, it's anywhere between 47% to 51%. So we're 47 to 51% of founders, but we get 2% of the money.
Yeah.
So it's just really, really hard. And women of color, it's even worse. That's less than 1% success. Depending on your background, ethnicity, it could go from 0.1% to 0.6%. So not even one. So one was that because it's hard to get VC dollars, venture capital dollars. But secondly is because why not?
Yeah.
Why not opening this up? Why not providing the opportunity to the Nicoles and the Amandas, Amanda?
Yeah.
The Amandas and the, I don't know, Susannas, et cetera, to be investors. Yeah. Why not? Right?
Exactly.
I am very proud of that.
Yeah. Yeah.
I'm very proud of that. The community rounds with these several years ago, this is 2008, something like that. I don't know, but many years ago. The equity crowdfunding became legal, meaning that you do not have to be an accredited investor. You do not have to have millions of dollars of net worth to be an investor, to invest in private markets. You can be an investor, if you make $10,000 a year.
That's right.
And so this democratization of investment, it really fits well with our mission.
That's right.
So there you go.
That is what I thought at the time as well. I was like, wow, there's these two sides. And now it's like a deepening of our community.
Right.
And honestly, like, I'm forgetting her last name right now. Her first name was Shirley. She ran as a Black woman in the United States in the 80s, I believe, for big political office. And one of the things that she said, if I remember correctly, is if they don't have a chair for you at the table, bring a folding chair.
Yeah.
But she also said later in her career, build your own table. And I, for one, am very open to joining the established tables. And I'm building my own banquet center.
Ooh.
Period. And you are too. And it's to serve our needs, the ones that are left behind, because we are over half of the global population. Our needs, our dreams, our desires, they matter.
They matter.
How do people invest?
Very good. So you go to, well, many ways. You can come to our website, www.callemmy.com, and there's a little bar on the top saying invest as little as $250. That's actually true. You can put in 200, and I have tons of investors that have put in $250. Click on that. And that will take you to the WeFunder campaign page. And you can, in there, you can see my video. You can see all of our numbers. Everything has been sanctioned and blessed by Securities and Exchange Commission. There's no fraud going on here. Nope. This is all real money. I mean, real stuff. And you can just, like I said, just invest. It's a very, very easy process. It takes probably, 10 minutes at the most to put in however much you want to do, $250. That's great. We have so far raised about a little shy of $40,000. Our goal for this month is 100.
Wow.
Goal in the next 10 days is 50. So we're about 12K less than my June 15th goal. And then June 15th to June 30th, I have to find another 50 somewhere. So yeah, come on over. Come on over. Put your in the water. Become an investor. It'll help shift your mindset. It'll make you think about things differently. This is outside of all the financial gains that I can't promise, but the data out there promises. Aside of financial gain, it will give you a heightened level of insight and impact. So go for it. Even at $250.
I agree 100%. It took me a little bit longer because my financial footprint is a little bit messier because my business is in 2 countries and yada, yada. It took me a little bit longer than 10 minutes. It took on total for them to confirm everything and make sure the social security number was proper and all that stuff. It took about 3 days for me.
Oh,
and
so,
wow. Yeah, but that just confirms for our listeners and for me, this is legit AF. This is a platform that you can rely on, that you can trust, and that is really working to make sure that creative solutions to the real world problems are getting funded. So, and I want to offer for anyone who listens to this and decides to invest, send me your confirmation. You can remove the amount and I'm going to spend an hour with you. You get a free coaching session.
Oh my God.
I really believe in this, and I believe in you, Arezou. I know from the fairies that have supported my family that they are treated well. And I know that Call Emmy has truly made it possible in really important ways for my business to thrive, for my clients to thrive. And dear listener, I also believe in you. So invest in Call Emmy. Let us know if you have any questions. And as soon as you do, feel free to forward that to me and I will give you a free coaching session.
My goodness, what a gift. For you all listening, that is invaluable. Thank you, Nicole. That is an invaluable, offering. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. This
Yeah.
is what support looks like. We raise each other's boats, all of us together.
You should write a book about that. Seriously, with that title. This is what support looks like. Yeah. Honestly, it's just you are. And I remember one of the times we had meal delivery service at some point.
Yes.
We were making like gluten-free and
yes.
unfortunately stopped. Well, we had to stop that. But I remember you left me a voice message and you were talking about stuff. And then you were like, I still want to support you. And that just sentence, I still want to support you. You're just amazing. Thank you.
Thank you.
Oh, goosebumps galore.
Thank you. All right. Until next time, we will see you on the other side. Build your brave it up, and stay in contact. Bye, everybody. Hey, before you go, you are ready to become the bravest, most fulfilled version of you. And I am ready to be your coach. I invite you to explore one-on-one coaching with me. Go to tricksteinbach.com to learn more and schedule your consultation. You can stress and work less while you live and earn more. My clients do it all the time.